Harry and Meghan secretly back in the UK for crisis talks with King Charles. After years of scorched earth attacks, the Sussexes are reportedly on British soil right now. Desperation, damage control, or something far darker. This could be the moment everything unravels. Stay with us, this is massive, where we cut through the headlines and get to the real story. Tonight, we dive into the bombshell whispers. Harry and Meghan have quietly touched down in the UK for secret meetings with King Charles. Add in the Ukraine connection, the Tyler Perry fallout, and the growing sense that the Sussex brand is crumbling. And this is one of the wildest chapters yet. If you're new here or want every unfiltered update, hit subscribe right now, turn on notifications, and join the Royal Daily Report family. Channel name on screen, Royal Daily Report. Let's break it down. Okay, so you know how Harry and Meghan bounced from the UK claiming they wanted privacy and all that jazz? Well, turns out their Hollywood fairy tale might be turning into a proper nightmare. The rumor mill is going absolutely bonkers right now. Word on the street, and we're talking credible insider whispers, is that Harry and Meghan have secretly touched down in the UK. Can you believe it? After all the drama, the Oprah interview, the Netflix docuseries, the tell-all book, they're back. And supposedly it's for secret talks with King Charles. Secret talks. What in the world could they possibly be discussing behind closed doors? Honestly, the whole thing stinks of desperation on someone's part. Maybe all of them. I mean, think about it. Meghan's been radio silent lately. Her Instagram, which was supposed to be this big comeback, is practically a ghost town. And Harry, well, his security hearing just conveniently got pushed back. They say it's because an announcement is coming next week about him getting security detail again. Convenient, right? So he can be seen all protected and important, strutting around the UK like he owns the place. It's entitlement to the max. But here's where it gets really weird. There's this whole other layer to the Meghan story that's been bubbling under the surface for years, and it involves Ukraine. Yeah, you heard me right. Ukraine. Apparently, she's been making trips there since 2014. And the whispers are that it's connected to Hillary Clinton and the Biden family. I know it sounds like a conspiracy theory gone wild, but hear me out. The theory is that Meghan all along has been some kind of asset. A dumb asset maybe, but an asset nonetheless. Someone who managed to worm her way into the most famous family on the planet. And everything she's done since then has been to create chaos and instability. I know it's a massive claim, but you have to ask yourself, what if there's some truth to it? Was Meghan some kind of escort back in 2014, schmoozing with government officials? Was she a hired spy? It sounds insane. I get it. But why else would she be going to Ukraine all those years ago, claiming she was working with Hillary Clinton? And get this, there's video footage of her announcing in Ukraine that Hillary was running for president before Hillary herself had even announced it. Like, how did she know? Was she just shooting her mouth off, or was she in the loop on something huge? This is the part that really makes you wonder if the royal family is actually terrified of her. Maybe they underestimated her from the start. They thought she was just some actress who got lucky. But what if she was something else entirely? Someone with a hidden agenda. Someone who was playing them all along. And that brings us back to these secret talks with King Charles. What is he thinking? Is he trying to placate her? Is he trying to control her? Or is he just completely clueless about the damage she's doing to the monarchy? Because, let's be honest, the whole thing is a disaster. People are already furious that Harry and Meghan are even being considered for a return to royal life. It's like Charles is actively trying to destroy the monarchy from the inside out. I've even heard whispers of protests brewing in Birmingham. People taking to the streets because of the state of things, garbage piling up, no electricity, social programs being cut. And then you have Harry getting millions of pounds for his Invictus Games, while ordinary people are struggling to survive. It's a recipe for revolution. And what about Prince William and Princess Catherine in all of this? Apparently, William has hired a crisis PR person to deal with the fallout from Harry and Meghan's return. It's like he's fighting a war on two fronts against his brother and sister-in-law and against his own father, who seems determined to undermine him at every turn. It's insane. The whole thing is a mess. And it all comes back to Meghan. What is her endgame? What is she really after? And why is King Charles so willing to play her game? Is he really that narcissistic that he's willing to sacrifice the monarchy for his own ego? Or is there something else going on that we're not seeing? It's enough to make your head spin. Okay, so get this. There's this video of Meghan in Ukraine back in 2014, doing some kind of Skype interview with a university, and she announces that she's really excited that Hillary Clinton will be running for president. I'm like, what? Nobody knew that Hillary hadn't even decided yet, supposedly. So, how did Meghan Markle know? And the way she says it, it's like she's been briefed, like she's part of the inner circle. It's so bizarre. And the fact that she was in Ukraine at all, that's what gets me. Why Ukraine? What was she doing there? Well, the rumors are flying. Some people are saying she was an escort for some high-ranking government officials. I know it sounds crazy, but you got to admit, nothing about this woman makes sense. She's always been so desperate for attention, so eager to insert herself into these important situations. Apparently, she even harassed the university to get invited to Ukraine in person. But they couldn't afford her ticket, so she settled for Skype. Can you imagine waiving any fees? Just wanting to be able to say she was there, that she was working with the Hillary Clinton campaign. And it turns out this wasn't a one-time thing. I've heard from some sources that she was in Ukraine 4 times with a high-ranking government official. 4 times. They even had a nickname for her, Rachel. Apparently, she was just seen as the girlfriend, the side piece. But what if it was more than that? What if she was gathering information? You know, these escorts, they hear things. People talk around them. What if Meghan was using her position to get information for someone, and then she ends up with Prince Harry? I mean, talk about hitting the jackpot. Suddenly, she has access to everything. Buckingham Palace, Kensington Palace, all the royal residences. She's meeting with world leaders, attending state dinners. It's insane. And let's not forget, Harry's been to Ukraine too, twice. What is it with these people in Ukraine? The royal family shouldn't be getting involved in politics like this. It's dangerous. So, was Meghan a hired spy? Did she just luck out? Or was she sent to trap someone? There's this theory that she was originally supposed to go after Prince Andrew, but Fergie wasn't having it. She wasn't going to let some random actress take away her title. But maybe the royal family underestimated Meghan. They thought she was just some fame-hungry actress, but she was actually something much more dangerous. Someone who was willing to do anything to get ahead. Someone who was playing them all along. And maybe that's what they're scared of now. Maybe they realized that they let someone into their inner circle who was actually working against them. Someone who was willing to betray them for her own gain. I mean, think about it. Meghan was given unprecedented access to the royal family. She was able to see everything, to hear everything. And who knows what she did with that information? Who knows who she was talking to? It's a really scary thought that this woman who came from nowhere managed to infiltrate the most famous family in the world and potentially cause irreparable damage. It's like something out of a movie. And now she's back in the UK having secret talks with King Charles. What is going on? What are they talking about? Is he trying to buy her silence? Is he trying to control her? Or is he just completely clueless about the danger she poses? Honestly, I don't know what to think anymore. The whole thing is just so bizarre and unsettling. But one thing's for sure, Meghan Markle is not who we thought she was. She's much more complicated, much more dangerous, and much more ambitious. And the royal family may have just made the biggest mistake of their lives by letting her in. So, you're probably wondering what's next, right? I mean, if even half of this stuff about Meghan is true, the monarchy's in serious trouble. And honestly, even if it's not true, the perception that it could be true is already doing a ton of damage. Here's the thing about the royals. They're supposed to be above all this. Above the political fray, above the scandal, above the petty squabbles that the rest of us deal with. They're supposed to be a symbol of stability, of tradition, of everything that's great about Britain. But lately, they just look like a bunch of dysfunctional rich people fighting over who gets to wear the crown. And Meghan, she's like a wrecking ball, tearing down everything in her path. Whether she's doing it intentionally or not, the effect is the same. And Charles, I don't get him. I really don't. He's had his whole life to prepare for this role. And now that he's finally king, he seems determined to screw it all up. Is he really so blinded by his love for Harry that he can't see what Meghan's doing? Or is there something else going on? I've heard some people say that he's trying to modernize the monarchy to make it more relevant to the 21st century. But this isn't modernization. This is self-destruction. You don't modernize an institution by inviting chaos into the heart of it. You modernize it by adapting to the times, by staying true to your values, and by serving the people. And speaking of the people, they're not happy. I'm telling you, there's a real sense of anger brewing in this country. People are struggling to make ends meet. They're seeing their social programs being cut, and they're watching Harry and Meghan jet around the world complaining about their struggles while living in multi-million-dollar mansions. It's not a good look. And that's why I think we're going to see some major changes in the coming years. Whether it's the monarchy being abolished altogether or a radical restructuring of the royal family, something's got to give. The status quo just isn't sustainable anymore. Look, I'm not saying I want to see the monarchy disappear. I actually think it's an important part of British identity, but it needs to change. It needs to become more accountable, more transparent, and more in touch with the needs of the people. And that starts with getting rid of the drama, getting rid of the infighting, and getting rid of the people who are causing the problems. And right now, that person is Meghan Markle. I know it sounds harsh, but sometimes you have to be harsh to be honest. She's been given every opportunity to make this work, and she's consistently chosen to create chaos instead. It's time for her to go. And Charles needs to realize that he needs to put the monarchy first before his own personal feelings. He needs to make some tough decisions, even if they're unpopular, because if he doesn't, he's going to be the king who presided over the end of the British monarchy. And that's not a legacy anyone wants. So, what's going to happen next? Honestly, I don't know, but I have a feeling it's going to be a wild ride. Buckle up, because things are about to get. That's our full report tonight on Royal Daily Report. What do you think? Are Harry and Meghan really back in the UK for secret talks with Charles? Is there more to the Ukraine connection than we know? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this story blew your mind, subscribe now to Royal Daily Report. Hit the bell for notifications, like this video, and share it with anyone following the real royal drama. We'll keep tracking every twist and bring you the next update as it breaks. Thanks for watching. Stay informed, stay critical. Royal Daily Report, signing off. See you next time.